about Paul Atreides, a gifted young boy born into destiny, and he travels to a dangerous planet to ensure the future of his people. In order for his legacy to become reality, he must conquer his own fear in order to survive. And to get it out of the way, Timothée Chalamet portraying Paul Atreides does a very great job of pulling us into the movie. The way he carries himself with such humbleness and wholehearted. And Paul is a curious character to follow. I love the way they showed him to not be a rule follower or a rebel, but more so a boy who feels uncertain about his future. And I think many of us can connect to the uncertainty of the future. And the premise of the film is he must conquer fear in order to survive and rely on the faith. He is pushed by his mother, portrayed by Rebecca Ferguson, to become the one. The Messiah, essentially. It's not until war is started among his people to push him in a direction, even though he fights against it. And besides his mother and Wade being a villain in this movie, because I totally see it that way, like she has these intentions and mischievous plans, and Rebecca Ferguson is perfect for the role because she gives life to the character with such uncertainty of how to feel towards her. You get a mother who is in between caring for her child and also wanting him to face his future no matter the consequences, which I understand that's what a mother wants to do. Something about her just doesn't feel right. I love that she brings this character of bringing in and out the good and the bad emotions. And yes, we see Zendaya pretty much catfish into this film, and to explain that a little later. We get these other good characters and actors, whatever, that I will not name them all, but few characters in my own judgment either just didn't suffice. They just could have been okay without. For example, Jason Momoa plays a character named Dukan who is very close to Paul Atreides and treats him like a friend or a brother. And he is and isn't in Dune Part One. Just felt as his character was just a toss to give us some type of heartache for Paul, yet everything else around Paul was heartache enough for him. We got characters to fill up the story and killing off the ones that are not as important, which is totally fine. Just with such A-listers who play these kind of characters might give fans, a false statement. They watched the film just for them. Essentially, getting these actors just to bring different audiences was more of a marketing move than anything. So as to why Zendaya not really part of Dune Part 1, she's a tease, lingering Paul Atreides and the audience in one movement to feel the sense of wanting to get to know this mysterious character. And with that motion is what storytelling can be about. And having you want to see a character so bad, but you must keep watching. And I would say Dune Part 1 is a long movie to process. And I'm not into this genre, like I said. But when you have a villain like this, I am intrigued. Especially with this type of villain. He was not giving like clown speeches as to why they're taking over, or the sub-story as why they became that way. Very straightforward and simple. He wants to have all the spice because it was founded that the spice expanded powers of perception, making it possible for navigators to travel safely and enhancing their eyes to a blue. And the spice is a resource that, just like our history, to cause wars among countries. So the best way to say how the storytelling was structured was memorizing. There isn't much dialogue, more of action, dream sequences, and non-English vocab. The visuals and the drama behind the music made the movie so much more intense, and I love when a movie leaves you with enough background information to keep wanting to see more. And we talk about houses and politics and backstabbing, which is where I got lost at times, and it does well to circle around to capture underlying theme, which is fear and losing yourself. And I felt uncertain whether I was going to like this movie, but it was eventful. I felt some kind of peace while I watched it. So what if it was a difficult movie to follow? I loved it. The premise of the film is he must conquer fear in order to survive and rely on the faith, which is highlighted in this film. And Dune Part 1 is a surface level with bare minimum information, at the same time very complicated. Essentially, Dune Part 1, you leave with a lot of visual and musical stimulation. So that's all I have for today. Here are some YouTube recommendations. Subscribe or like to see more. Until the following review, have a nice day. Bye!